So I'm making this video as a bit of a public service announcement, as if you don't know what's coming in a couple of days, somebody should probably tell you. So we are currently in the middle of Sherry's rerun event, and as part of this event in a couple of days, we're going to be getting a brand new skill. Now this skill basically has no requirements on it, meaning you can play it just about anywhere. And what makes this so exciting is the skill just about helps out every single summoning mechanic. It gives you free monsters on the field to go into link monsters, it summons a shit ton of level 8 monsters to go into whatever rank 8 Xyz monsters you like, and it summons a bunch of tuners to go into whatever generic synchros you like. This skill is probably guaranteed to break something, and it's our job to find out what we can break with it. So basically what I thought I'd do for this video is show off the new skill, talk about all the things it can do, show off some of my ideas for the skill and some of the cool things I'm doing with it, then hopefully you guys can take a look at the skill and come up with your own absolutely disgusting, ridiculous ideas, making the skill look absolutely broken before it releases in a couple of days' time. Now I will have a channel in my Discord dedicated to this skill, so if you want to share some of your ideas or talk to some other people trying to deck build around the skill, feel free to go check out the Discord server, it's at the top of the description, there'll be a channel in there dedicated to this skill, and yeah, go build deck lists and come up with stupid ideas for it before it releases, because I'm pretty damn sure this skill is going to be very, very broken in something. We just need to find out what that is. Now without further ado, let's go check out the skill. So this is the brand new skill. Now keep in mind this is technically a leak as it was taken from the game files, so it is possible they might change it before it releases, but it's not likely. The skill releases in a couple of days, they're probably not going to change it. So this is what the skill is most likely going to be doing. Also important to note, there is a slight mistranslation in here, which we'll talk about when we get to it. It's not quite what the skill does, so yeah, we'll talk about it when we get to it. Alright, the skill is called Revolution de Fleurs. You can use this skill's first, second, and third effects once per duel. If your deck, excluding the extra deck, contains 6 or more spellcast monsters with 2900 attack. And that is the only restriction the skill has. If you include these 6 monsters in your deck list, you can play this literally anywhere with anything. There's no other restriction. And if you think those 6 monsters sounds like a brick, don't worry, the rest of the skill will definitely change your mind, as it absolutely breaks the shit out of these monsters. Alright, and this is where the mistranslation is. At the beginning of your first turn, you can normal summon / set dark spellcaster monsters with 200 attack without tributing. This is a mistranslation. It makes it sound like you can only do the normal summons on that first turn. That's not how it works. Once you've used the skill for the rest of the duel, you can normal summon these guys whenever you feel like it. It's not just for the first turn. Alright, if you activate this skill on the second turn, also play 1 Necrofleur from outside of your deck to your field. Second effect, shuffle 1 card from your hand to the deck, then play 1 Necrosynchron from your deck to your field. Then you can decrease the level of 1 monster on your field by up to 2. Third effect, send 1 monster from your field to the graveyard, then play 1 Sorcerer de Fleur from your deck to your field. So let's break this skill down a little bit. First of all, what are the 6 monsters you're going to be playing for the skill's requirements? Well, they're going to be some combination of these 3 monsters. 2900 attack, spellcaster monsters that are dark. So these are the 3 we've got in the game. So if you don't own the big fancy box ultra rare, don't worry, you can play Cosmo Queen instead. If you're just looking for a way to still play the skill and you just need to fulfill the requirements, there is a card you can play as a substitute, so keep that in mind if you're a free-to-play player. You don't need this card, you can just play Cosmo Queen instead, and you can still fulfill the skill's requirements. Also important to note, this card can be used with Successor Soul, so if you're interested in playing like a Successor Soul build with it, that card does exist, and yeah, that does make this card seem a lot more appealing, but generally speaking, you're going to be playing these 2 cards instead. Alright, then we have your Sorcerer de Fleur. When this card is normal or special summoned, select 1 monster in your opponent's graveyard, special summon that monster to your side of the field. So this already has insane synergy, as you just normal summon this or special summon this, take a monster from your opponent's graveyard, summon it to your field, it can't attack and is destroyed during the end phase, but that doesn't matter, because the third effect of this skill allows you to take that monster, send it to the graveyard, and summon out another copy of this. So this card by itself is just a rank 8, or just 2 2900 attack beaters whenever you feel like it. Summon this, take an opponent's monster, send it to the graveyard, summon another copy of this, 2 level 8s, make a rank 8, and you're just really good to go. So already this card seems insane, it has insane synergy with the skill, really cool. Alright, then we have your Sage, or we're just going to call this Sausage de Fleur. You can target one monster you control and one card on the field, special summon this card from your hand. If you do, destroy them. So already this card is a really strong tech card that already saw a little bit of play. It sees actually quite a bit of play in Master as part of some going second strategies. A very strong card, so it's nice that this is just part of the skills with a requirement. And what this thing does, like I said, destroys one monster on your field to destroy one card on your opponent's field, then special summons itself. If this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can target one other monster in your graveyard, shuffle into the deck, then add one level 1 plant monster from your deck or graveyard to your hand. Alright, so what makes this thing so absurd with the skill is the skill's first effect, going second, places a Necrofleur on your field. So, use this card, use its effect, to destroy this card, to destroy one of your opponent's cards, and when this thing is destroyed, it summons out a copy of this card straight to your field, which then of course triggers its special summon effect to summon a card back from your graveyard. So this thing is a removal source that in combination with this card given to you via your skill, summons out another level 8, which then summons out another card, use the third effect of your skill, summon out another level 8, and that's just 3 level 8s before you've even done a normal summon. Absolutely insane with these two cards. Alright, now the other part of the skill, of course, the second effect. Shuffle one card from your hand to the deck, then play one Necrosynchron from your deck to your field. And that is going to be your Necrosynchron. This is the brand new card from the latest event. Alright, you can use the following effects once per turn. You can target one other face-up monster you control, increase its level by 2 until the end of this turn. So very good, just making sure you can get whatever level synchro you like, because of course the skill also can adjust levels as well. If this card is sent to the graveyard as synchro material for a wind monster, you can special summon one level 1 plant monster from your deck, which can be, there's a whole lot of plant monsters you can choose from. You can choose things like the glow up bulb. I'm going to be using the, you'll see what I'm using when we play it later on. There's a whole bunch of level 1 plant monsters you can choose from. They just synergize super well with this and makes it really easy to link climb. Shuffle a card from hand to the deck. Put this thing on the field, you've already got a tuner, go into a wind monster, summon out another tuner from the deck list, and all of a sudden you're link climbing into whatever you feel like. Absolutely disgusting, and keep in mind it has the level changing, and the skill has level changing as well, making it really easy to go into literally whatever synchro you feel like. Alright, that's enough talking about the skill, let me show you some cool stuff you can do with it. Alright, so before we get into these replays, just a reminder, obviously when the brand new skill releases in a couple of days time, I'm going to have a video out on day 1 showcasing some cool stuff you can do with the skill, show off a cool little deck list, and then I might do multiple videos as well on this skill, showing off a bunch of different deck builds. It just depends on what cool stuff I can cook and come up with, so if you're interested in seeing any of those videos or any of those deck builds, please do remember to subscribe, that way you can see all those videos when they release and you won't miss out. Alright, let's jump into these replays. So to start off with, we're going to be doing your sausage replay, which is the combo I spoke about earlier when we were talking about the card. Just going to be showing it to you in a visual sense so you can see what it does. Alright, so first of all, you need to go second for this to work, then you activate your skill. This places a copy of your Necrofleur straight to the field. Alright, then we can use the effect of your sausage to destroy 2 cards on the field, which is going to be these 2. Summons itself to the field, destroys the 2 cards, and this, of course, triggers the effect of your Necrofleur. Now, a cool thing to note about this card is because it activates from your hand, if your opponent has like a Chalice or some sort of targeting negate, they can't negate this. It activates in the hand, so pretty insane. It's also, it gets around things like skill drain style effects, so in Duel Links that includes like the Mech Knight trap card that can negate things on the field. It activates in the hand, so it can pop floodgates before it summons, which is pretty cool. Alright. Then we're going to be destroying this card, and because Necrofleur is destroyed, it summons a copy of your Sorcerer de Fleur to the field. The Sorcerer de Fleur can revive the card we popped from your opponent's graveyard straight to your field. Then we use the third effect of your skill, swap it out for another level 8. Obviously this goes to your opponent's graveyard because it's your opponent's monster. Alright, and then we have 3 level 8s without doing a single normal summon. So of course you can turn these into whatever rank 8 Xyz monster you like. In this replay I just make a Dingirsu. So, very insane. So we've already removed an opponent's monster, summoned 3 cards with just 1 singular card, and we haven't even normal summoned yet. Absolutely absurd, and gives me a lot of hope that this skill will be insane just for this card alone. Alright, let's go on to the second replay. So, for the rest of this video, it's just going to be the stuff I've been cooking, and if you watch this channel, you could probably guess what stuff I've been cooking. We're going to be talking about Orcust. So, Orcust has some cool synergy with this stuff. I've actually cooked incredibly hard this time around. So let me show you. So what you need for this is a card that can summon a second monster to the field. It's pretty similar to how the old mermaid sort of replays were in the game before that card was banned. You just need a monster that can summon a second monster to the field. So Live Twins are a good example. We've got that Mecha Phantom Beast that summons a token. There's that other card I've forgotten the name of that also just summons a token. Plenty of things that can do it. You just need to get 2 cards on the field and then we're good to go. Alright, so we normal summon your Leela. Summon out another Live Twin from the deck. Now I use the skills effect. To shuffle a card from hand back into the deck, I show that you can have just a brick Orcus card in your hand or whatever's in your hand, shuffle it back into the deck, and place a Necro Synchron to the field. Alright, use the effect of the Necro Synchron to change this card's level to level 4. Then we can use these two to make a copy of your Splendid Rose. This triggers the effect of Necro Synchron to summon Copy Plant to the field. Copy Plant can then target this card to then make itself also level 6. And 2 level 6s, you should know where this is going. You can make a Beatrice. And then we do a whole bunch of Orcus stuff. So detaching, summoning your Harp Horror special summon. Turn these 2 into a Link monster. Banishing this card, putting the World Wand in the graveyard. World Wand banish, special summon back. Search for your field spell. You can also draw 2 if you want to grab your return here. And set up your Orcus card. And that is your end field. Then during the opponent's turn, we've still got a Beatrice, so we can send something like a Tackle Crusader, or you can send like Gnomes, or you can send the zombie card that gives you, or that puts a zombie world on the field or something. Whatever you feel like sending to the graveyard, you can send it to the graveyard Beatrice during your opponent's turn as extra disruption. Alright, so keep in mind, I'm not saying this is the most optimal thing you can do with the deck list, but this is an insane example of just showing what dumb shit you can do with this skill. I just took a Live Twin, a singular Live Twin, and I turned it into a full Orcus combo with a Beatrice. Like, think of what other dumb shit you guys can come up with and stuff you can cook with if this is what I'm doing off just one singular Live Twin with the skill. There is so much stuff you can do with it. You can make a whole bunch of synchros. You don't need to summon out because I summoned out Copy Plant. You could summon out a Glow Up Bulb, which is obviously a tuner monster, so you can just synchro climb and build whatever you feel like. There's so much stuff you can do with this skill, and it just creates a whole lot of creativity, and I highly encourage you just go check it out. Don't just take this Orcus build as being like the only thing you can do, as it's definitely not. This is just an example of just showing some dumb shit you can do with it because I just happen to really like Orcus. Alright, another thing with Orcus, by the way, I had to show you this because this is another stupid thing you can do with Orcus, is the skill just puts cards in the graveyard for you. So you normal summon something like an Orcus, activate your skill, and it just puts it in the graveyard. So then if there's any cards that have really good graveyard synergy, all of a sudden you can just use them. So you can banish this card, summon a thing to the field, and there's your full Orcus combo once again. So you just summon out your Link monster, banish the card, put the wand, banish the wand, special summon back, shuffle back into the deck, grab your field spell, and make it in Girsu. So another cool little thing I want to show off is that you can just send cards to the graveyard with the skill. So obviously I'm doing this with Orcus because it has insane synergy with just Orcus, but if there's any other cards in the game that just like being put in the graveyard for whatever reason, this skill can just do that for you and replace it with a big level 8 monster. So do keep that in mind. And we haven't even used the part of the skill that just places a card on the field. So yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff you can do with this. I highly encourage you to just go check it out and just try out some cool things with it and just come up with some cool ideas before it releases. Like I said, in my Discord, I'm going to have a channel dedicated to this skill where I've been doing a bunch of cooking and a bunch of other people are doing a bunch of cooking. So if you want to come up with your own ideas and show them off in the Discord, please do. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. That's basically it for this video. So hope you enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, subscribe. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you see you in the next one. Laters.
Hey, big brother, can I watch SpongeBob?
Shut up, Mokuba. I'm busy flagging YouTube videos to compensate for the fact that I have an extremely small penis.
Oh.